So, little mic check here. Choose strings to increase. So, little mic check here. Choose strings to increase. This is quiet. Okay. Alright, how's this? It's going good. Alright, so we're gonna get started here in just a minute. Slight difficulties in casting room itself. I was supposed to be co-casting. I simply have to put, and we can get a replacement caster in here, so that way, it doesn't feel as lonely in this chapter. Game starting soon. Okay. All right. Battle has started. Hope you're all ready. So, starting off, we're starting on Rob EN with Splat Zones game mode. Neumont College versus West Virginia University. Bubble that game. So, as you can see, Splatoon is a very hectic game right off the gate. Currently, both sides are just trying to take what they can get. Not really spending too much time on their own base, as any amount of just ignoring the main fight could just lead to a slow downfall for either side, really. Already popping some ults like this fast into the game, it's gonna be pretty good for both sides. Because so, massive wipe on yellow team. So I'm just gonna have to sort of regain those sort of areas and sort of recuperate on how they could potentially win back this sort of central area. It's just a difficult spot, especially on this map. There's just a lot of like sight lines for long-range charges or a lot of stealth styles to just sort of slip through and make those plays. As you can see, Charger just absolutely going ham, just taking out everybody. That just looks funny, you know? And already, game's done. That's match. Now this was unfortunately quite a bad knockout, but I believe that Neumont is going to be able to recuperate and sort of get back in line in order to I think they can, start cooking again. Alright, everybody. Finally received backup. Co-caster, who am I casting with?
I am David Sedwick's back here in the hot seat once again.
Alright. Let's give it up for Taven Sedwick's chat, all 9 of you. Alright.
It's good to be back in Splatoon cast. I love these. They're very such like hectic games. They're really exciting to watch and spectate.
Yeah, honestly, I love Splatoon 3, but it's like, it sort of gets to your head. It's like there's so much happening all at once, but it's a good chaotic fun,
Yeah.
And unfortunately, to catch you up on speed, Taven, Neumont had sort of got a little bit crushed first game. Robo-Raw, just a tough match, really tough map. So that kind of sucks, but I think they can sort of regain their ground and make a name for themselves in this tourney.
For sure. And it looks like after a quick substitution on the side of WVU, we are headed right into this second game. And what modes have we seen thus far in this set? Have we seen?
So far, we've seen a little bit of splat zones. You know, just a classic turf war. You know, that everyone knows Splatoon 4.
Yeah, Splatoon is always the classic. It's really good to see. It's very fundamentals based game mode. I feel like it's really solid at sort of setting this precedent for how the rest of the set is going to be going. And so for Neumont, that's probably not feeling great going into this first game and kind of losing out on that momentum set.
Yeah. Good thing though, I believe that this next game, tower control on humpback pump track, could lean in Neumont's favor.
Yeah, this is going to be a very big sort of turning point, hopefully, for Neumont.
So, starting off, both teams right out the gate trying to get as much territory as possible because, you know, where there's ink, you know, there's safety. Especially on this map, where there's just a lot of, like, you know, hills and valleys that keep you hidden. But at the same time, when you're on the hill, you know, you're kind of out in the open, so you need that sort of ink to hide yourself.
Yeah, and we can see in the compositions, Neumont's got a lot of, you know, close range melee options with the brush and the roller. Meanwhile, WVU is really opting for more of a ranged playstyle. They've got the dualies for the up close and personal fights, but we see a double splat there coming out for Neumont. They're gonna probably be able to take the tower at first control and find a little bit of a lead going forward.
Yep, this is going pretty even for Neumont in total. Neither side is really overpowering the other. We're seeing a lot of ultimates at once, though.
Yeah.
They just keep coming and coming. So I believe that, you know, Neumont can sort of, like, you know, start copying their game plan, because it seems to be going pretty well for West Virginia.
Yeah. Cooler comes out. It's going to be a really valuable cooldown going to Neumont's end. Going to be able to find a lot of value with it, with those quick respawns. 52 points left for Neumont, and WVU has not taken control of the tower really so far, and that's pretty telling for Neumont. And it seems like their composition strategy is working really nicely for them. The sort of chaotic rushdown angle that they're pushing for with these melee weapons is really getting them a lot of valuable picks. WVU is now making points on the board, though.
Yeah, this is really intense.
Go triple splat down. Gonna be able to secure this checkpoint take. But Neumont is able to secure it just after.
Neumont's trying their best to recuperate the throne, and I think that they can do it. I believe they have the grit to do it. Needs to be done.
Inkstorm comes out, and Roller's got special as well. This could be some valuable cooldowns going for Neumont. A couple of splats going both ways, but Neumont looking down a numbers game here. Might have to just hop off the tower for a second and let these super jumps come out. Reef Slider available. Gonna pop it, go in, not finding anything in the triple splat down. Gonna be a little bit scary. No one goes down for it, though. Just gonna be a couple of cooldowns wasted.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit rough numbers-wise for Neumont. Or rather, turf-wise for Neumont. They have the lead in numbers, but at the same time, can they gain control in order to make those numbers count?
Yeah, so much of this is up to Albie to find those picks in the backline. Otherwise, WVU just has complete and utter control of every angle on this map, and it's pretty brutal. Neumont still holding really solid control overall, though. Sitting in a really nice position. 16 points is not a huge lead, but it is substantial enough to where you can really hang on to that for a while. But oh, a wipeout coming out for Neumont just as I say that. Gonna be losing a lot of room here.
Yeah.
They were able to push the tower pretty far with that, but maybe was looking a little bit too far in for their own good.
Yeah, this is looking a little even for Neumont. You know, West Virginia, or rather, bobble hacking, slowly catching up to them in numbers. Both teams are sort of, it's a consistent stalemate on the main hill where everything really matters.
Lots of specials coming out from Bobble, but not going to be able to find much value as Neumont is able to take 3, finding a lot. And without very many specials used on their end as well, they didn't have those cooldowns available after the wipeout, so they were able to make do with not very much.
Yeah, that triple kill that Neumont got really set back bubble hacking quite a far margin.
Yeah, and I think Neumont's probably just going to want to look to stall this one out. They've got the lead, no reason to push super far into the backline and potentially give up overtime. 20 seconds left on the clock, and no specials for either team.
For a stealth play. It pays off, though.
I'll be able to find those picks once again. Trading 1-for-1 isn't the best, but it is good enough when you're in the lead and looking to just stall the rest of the game out.
We are in the final 5. 3 seconds, and it...
Yeah, it goes to overtime.
Overtime.
No specials on either side once again. The roller died with Inzuka available. But Albi pushing through the backline, able to find double. Can Neumont secure it? They are able to find the tower and finish that game out, taking it, evening up 1-1.
Good heavens. That was an incredible play by Albi, obliterating the backline. They were really just like a deer in headlights, you know. They saw the big pink rush come up behind them, and they just saw fear.
Yeah, it's absolutely brutal to deal with those backline plays, and that's really what you want to be able to see from an ink brush pick like that. It's so devastating to find that every single time. You know, you're just pushing through, pushing towards the objective, and then all of a sudden half your team is dead to someone who just flanked onto you, and it's pretty brutal to deal with.
Yeah. So, Neumont had a few plays where not everything went so great with the wipeout that they had. Really, like, roughed them up. But honestly, it was just inspiring to see them, crawl their way out of, such a disadvantageous position, and ended up snatching the win.
Yeah, I think they were probably finding themselves in positions where they had pushed a little too far and tried to push their advantage a little bit too much, and got caught by the respawns I'm spacing the name. Yeah, but that would put them into sticky situations. But I think if they're able to sort of find their rhythm a little bit more and find this working time to not to push super far into objectives, but to just keep WVU on the back foot, on the back line, and just not really able to stabilize their game plan, they're going to be feeling really nice. Going forward, though, the next map is going to be Rainmaker at Scorch Gorge. I think Rainmaker is a really interesting mode, very telling for sort of the ability of both teams to sort of just a lot of it is dealing with backline attacks and like flank options, since taking out the Rainmaker at any point is such a detriment to the pace of the game and how your offensive push is going to be going. So if Neumont is able to sort of play well around that and really do those solid flanks like we were seeing from Albi that game, or that previous game, I think Neumont's going to be sitting really pretty going into Rainmaker.
So, personally, I believe that this sort of like matchup between both teams are, as we've seen, pretty equal in skill. Game 1, it was pretty close and ended in a pretty big sort of push against from West Virginia. But as we see, Neumont can definitely hold their ground, as we've seen in Game 2.
For sure.
So in a moment, we're going to get started here again on Game 3. Sorry, Chad. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, scores 1-1.
Give me a second.
And we are headed into Game 3. I'm interested to see the loadouts we've got going on for Neumont. If we're going to be sticking with the same thing, it looks like we are. Might be a swap on one of the brushes, but yeah, pretty much the same loadout coming out from both teams. Splatoon coming out from WVU though is going to be able to hold down those flank angles like we saw earlier.
An interesting match. Albie really sort of, jutting into the enemy line. And position as they get splatted.
Yeah, Neumont really went for a lot of special charge there as opposed to trying to take control of this midsection. I think they're getting really hard punished for it as WVU is really pushing in well. But Neumont able to find a triple. Flak able to get so much value there, pushing onto the Rainmaker, and Neumont's going to be able to take control of Rainmaker here and start to move forward with the cooler as well, which is going to be very valuable.
Very good. Neumont, they got the Rainmaker.
Yeah, triple splat down, wasn't able to find the kill there, is really what WVU was wanting to find. 2 on both sides going down. Neumont trying to make some room for the Rainmaker, trying to make some room for Simple Clown, but it's getting a little bit difficult. WVU is really applying that pressure very nicely.
You see Albie heading into the back line yet again, trying to snipe some kills. Gets
Finds
1,
that.
gets 2.
Oh man, just running through the back line, absolutely demolishing things here. Oh, but Rainmaker does get taken out from surprise. Killer Whale gonna pop from Albie. 3 down for Neumont. They did take the lead, but gonna lose a lot from it.
That was an incredible play by Albie, but unfortunately, nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
You simply cannot win one like that.
For sure.
You see Neumont trying to find their way, find a way to fight against the Rainmaker themselves. As you know, it's a incredibly powerful weapon. Albie going ham with the paintbrush. Just splatted by splat down.
Yeah, not much you can really do about that, but Neumont with the Reef Slider was able to sort of secure an angle by which they can deal with this Rainmaker. Simple Clown with the Charger up top, not being able to find any easy picks from range. But WVU just going to let this one reset, and Neumont kind of in a weird, awkward position as they have like no turf to work with here. Killer Whale going to be popped from Albie, going to be able to find a pick with that, and that's going to be potentially very large. Finds another one as well, pushing in with Sky, and that's going to be Neumont taking the first checkpoint. That's going to be a pretty huge milestone to hit. Lots of bodies going down in exchange for it, but being able to find that first checkpoint is really nice.
Only one on the midpoint right now. However, doesn't mean it's over for West Virginia. They could make a push, but I believe that Neumont has this in the bag.
Yeah, 2 minutes left on the clock. Anything could happen here. But Neumont's been playing really solidly on defense with this, with the Rainmaker. So I think they're going to be sitting in a pretty solid position for this. Reef Slider is available. Lots of members on Neumont's side going down. Albie goes down as well. Reef Slider gets popped, finds one pick, but going to be rushed down by the dualies. And there's just so much pressure here. Triple splat down and does lose that fight.
A little bit
Simple Clown trying to find an angle with the Charger, but not able to find anything. WVU just really playing well, securing every angle by which this Rainmaker could get taken out.
It's an uphill battle for Neumont right now.
Yeah, lead goes to WVU now. Reefslider goes in and is able to find the Rainmaker. They were kind of pushing it really aggressively without their team there. And that is going to give Neumont control.
Neumont has the Rainmaker over their territory. West Virginia is going to have to find a way to get it themselves. But I don't think that's going to happen with Neumont taking control of the Rainmaker.
Yeah, I mean, Neumont's going to have to make a lot of headway with this Rainmaker control. And WVU has been playing really nicely on defense as well, being able to find those easy picks onto the Rainmaker sort of unexpectedly. Albie pushing really deep into the front lines, and it's not going to be enough. Gonna go down to it. It's just the Rainmaker left alive. Is getting pushed super hard by WVU.
I think that's all Neumont needs, though.
Ooh, it's looking a little bit tough, but they do hang on for dear life as backup shows up. Are they going to be able to find those remaining points that they need to secure this win? Albie goes down once again. Not looking good. 13 seconds left on the Rainmaker and 8 seconds left on the match. The Rainmaker's going to go down. Neumont does not have control. They need to find this Rainmaker immediately. It does get popped, and they have the Rainmaker. Overtime does go into effect, but Neumont's got no time, no bodies to work with, and no specials either.
I see another Rainmaker play. I think they could make it count.
Oh, it's so dangerous, though. WVU is pressuring so effectively. One man on either side going down. Neumont finding a second loss. And the triple splat down right on the Rainmaker is going to seal the deal for WVU. Going to be able to pick up that second game. Really nicely done. Wow, what a tense match right at the end there.
Yeah, it's just really fascinating to see just two equally skilled teams that really know how to use and abuse each weapon to their fullest potential. It's wild.
Yeah, really nicely done from both sides. And I think a lot of that came down to just how effective WVU was at holding space and controlling so much of the map. They were able to deal with everything that Neumont could try to do on offense. Neumont wasn't able to push through anything at all because every sideline was always covered by every member of WVU. And that's sort of the downside that you end up seeing a lot with the composition that Neumont has, where they're so centered on finding those picks with the brushes and the rollers that if they're not able to find those, it's just kind of over for their push. They can't do anything to handle just the incredible amount of pressure coming in from WVU. So we're gonna need to see potentially some adaptation, some loadout changes if we make it to the final Rainmaker play during this set.
Yeah. I think with Clan Blitz at Hammerhead Bridge coming up, I think that's what Neumont is going to need. Like a bigger map, something with sort of like side lanes for the melees to sort of slip past, get into the back line, and make a lot of disruptions. Especially in a game mode like Clan Blitz, where you need to have full focus on the objective if you want to win.
For sure.
I believe Neumont is going to be able to take that. I don't have full confidence in WVU that they're going to be able to make this push.
I think this composition or this mode really benefits Neumont's composition once again because of how chaotic Clan Blitz tends to be and how easy it is to get split from your team or to just kind of find yourself alone and then just absolutely get smacked by a brush out of nowhere. And so Neumont's, hopefully Albie is going to be able to make the best of that and find those quick picks. Even one-for-ones in Clan Blitz are pretty valuable. Just being able to sort of force the timing of any push coming in from the opposing team to sort of be off kilter is really, really valuable.
So, as we can see,
and it is a 1st to 4 here, so Neumont is not under too much pressure, but they do want to hopefully find this find this game to even it out.
Apologies. So yeah, getting into this game, I think we're gonna see some pretty crazy plays. If Neumont wants to make this comeback, and make it 2-2 at least.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's over for WVU, but you know.
Yeah, we'll just have to kind of see how this match ends up playing out. I think this could really go either way depending on how each team decides to play this. If WVU really wants to play on the on sort of the back foot and really stay clumped together, not really go for map control and find all of the clams, but just keep each other alive and keep each other safe from Albi.
So, loading in, basically the same composition, mostly melees, and a single charger, as Neumont has been keeping with.
Yeah, and WVU, we do see another Splatling come out, and the Splatana as well, which is going to sort of potentially handle Albi on the back line.
As we could see, pretty long-range fight.
Yeah.
Just a wide, open map. Might be a little difficult for backline weapons to properly get it and harass all the objective players.
Albi not able to find anything there. Cooler is out for Neumont, which is a very valuable cooldown, but Albi did not have it there, so the long respawn timer is going to be a little bit rough. Just about even on clams on either side. Really nice defensive super jump from Sky there. Just going to be able to get out. Simple Cloud. Oh, just jumps right back into the triple splashdown, and that's a little bit scary for Neumont, as WVU with the power clam going to be able to take the first barrier break. Yeah, losing a few points, but able to sort of defend on the objective a little bit. Oh, but just as I say that, Salma with the Splatling just able to get so much work done. 47. Oh man, it's so much value for WVU, and they just keep on getting more. They're finding these really quick clams to reset the timer.
WVU halfway down from winning this match.
Yeah, really nicely played already.
However, Stamper comes out.
Albi all the way in the back line there, just pushing so aggressively with that power clam. It's a little bit awkward, and Neumont also picking up their pity clam right there. That's gonna be a little bit interesting, since this is gonna be pretty hard to defend from the rest of WVU. Itsuka comes out and is gonna find some value. Oh, but Splashdown is gonna try to pick something out in return. Not able to find anything though. Neumont looking pretty solid on this defense. They're getting so much in terms of clam value.
Albi's trying to look, the rest of the game is trying to look for a little bit of a backline to see if they can maybe pick out the core members of.
Albi with the save on the teammate. Neumont with 3 power clams here. Oh, and what a reef slider as well, securing that and pushing Neumont into a really solid position. They're gonna be able to get so many points here and take the lead, 36. Wow, what a play from Neumont. They were able to get so much value with that reef slider and get all 3 of those power clams right in there. 21, their points keep on coming, 15-12. Neumont's looking incredible now. Some of them could be looking to finish this one out if they're able to get in range in time, but no, they're just going to hold back and probably just try to defend for the rest of this match. Albi
trying to go for a backline play doesn't entirely work out, but I think the fact that the enemy team had to pay attention to them, you still get value from it anyway.
Yeah, Inkstorm gonna get popped is gonna really help with handling these sort of turf advantage that WVU has been able to hold onto for so long. Power Clam's coming up though, and it looks like WVU is just gonna lose that one entirely. That's brutal. Yeah, Neumont able to defend entirely from that full clam is going to be absolutely brutal for WVU. They've got so many clams, so Neumont's holding onto this defense really solidly.
1 minute left. The final home stretch for this game.
2 specials on either side. Inksuka does get popped and finds 2. Sky able to get so much value. Albie pushing it through the back line, finds 2 more, and that's going to be a wipeout for Neumont. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Incredible play by Albie.
Ooh.
I think that was all they needed in order to get into their base and just win the game. But unfortunately, the W taking back their territory with a triple splat.
Honestly, I think breaking the barrier was not a good idea there. That gives WVU a pity clam, and you weren't able to get any points off of it. The grade points were too much to chew through there.
Yeah, a little bit rough for Neumont, but I think they have this in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, 5 seconds left on the clock to get this power clam all the way up to the barrier. I don't think it's going to be enough time. Overtime does come out, though. And a lot of Neumont's members go down. The hammer comes out as well, but Albie's able to find 3 picks. Oh, barrier goes down. Splatcat able to find it. Salmo, oh, the splashdown comes out. 23 points left. Izu looking to find more picks in the backline. Neumont just needs to find these kills, stop these super jumps from happening, but I think they're going to be able to pull it out. Salmon goes down as well, and Neumont is able to find the win through the overtime. Oh, that was rough at the end.
Incredible game. Albie just holding the line, like they're at the bridge saying, "You will not pass." Okay.
Yeah, that was really solid. I think that greedy play from Albie right at the end to break the barrier was almost really heavily punished. That almost lost Neumont that round, but they were able to secure it. They were able to clutch that one out, and Neumont able to even out the score 2-2.
Solid plays by Neumont all around. Relatively flawless. There was only a couple of moments, not where Neumont was playing bad, but where WVU just had a couple of advantages, and it slowly turned into sort of like a instant downfall for Neumont. But they managed to pick themselves up and steal the win. Not really steal, but more so,
Yeah, they had that one good push where they stocked up on those power clams for so long. They were able to hold on to, I think it was 25 clams, and just get so many points in one push. It was really, really effective. And WVU just wasn't able to handle that. And I think Neumont's slow play there, I was not expecting that from Neumont with the composition that they've been running. But it worked out really, really well, as soon as they were able to find a couple of picks, they just were able to charge in super aggressively and find so much value right away.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good for Neumont. Bring it back to a nice, even 2-2.
Next up is going to be Splat Zones at Ship Shape. I think a lot of this is going to depend on how Neumont's able to adapt to WVU's playstyle. Splat Zones was the first round, so a little bit of a blind game. And so now going into the second round of Splat Zones, Neumont hopefully has a bit of a better idea of how they want to be playing this one out.
Yeah, honestly, probably not much of a change in scenery. Or rather a weapon composition by Neumont. I think what they've got now, it's reliable, it's solid as we've seen. Yeah, tough games.
Yeah, these are tight for sure.
Yeah, it's just great to see, two teams evenly matched.
Oh, and those are always the most fun matches when it's so tense. You really just clench through it the entire thing. You're like, oh man, what's gonna happen here? Is WV gonna be able to make the comeback? And that's what we've seen every round so far. It's been down to the wire, usually going into overtime.
Yeah, I'm just here, holding on by the edge of my seat, white knuckling.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tight. I think a lot of these upcoming matches or upcoming rounds to potentially give either team the edge going forward into after this round. It's going to be match point going forward. So I think a lot of what is going to dictate the outcomes of these matches is going to be how each team plays around the map. Less so, I feel like, the mode, and more so the map and how they work around these sight lines and play around these objectives.
Yeah, I'm not entirely familiar with ship shape, so
yeah, I mean, WVU has just had such a powerful composition for handling these long sight lines and really any sort of area control. So Splat Zones, I feel, is going to be typically very well suited to their composition. I think that Neumont is generally going to have a tough time dealing with Splat Zones if they don't make any sort of adaptations in their composition.
Yeah. As we've seen, one player in particular has been mostly just carrying the team, I think.
I would say carrying, but they've definitely
supporting. Like Albie with the backline plays, as we've seen, has been a pretty big core of Neumont Llamas Splatoon team.
Yeah, the very big playmaker for sure.
Yeah, they've just they're like the core decider in a lot of these final moments, especially when we saw that last game, how they were holding the bridge to keep the team's barrier safe. It was just surprising to see such sort of tenacity from them, you know?
Yeah, and I think a lot of what whenever Neumont is trying to make a play, it's usually off the back of Albie's one or two picks, and so Neumont's really been able to do well with that.
Yeah.
Same composition from Neumont, and it looks like WVU is going to be going for a lot more of a ranged angle here. We'll have to see how Neumont's able to handle that going into Splat Zones. This is going to be a pretty tough match if they're not handling this carefully. Early control goes over to WVU. Trades 1 for 1. Albie goes down. The Splat Cat goes down as well. Ooh, Ink Strike. That's going to be so powerful. Takes out the Inkzuka as well. Neumont, I don't believe, has an Ink Strike available, which is just absolutely required going into a Splat Zones game. So we'll have to see how they plan on handling this. But right away, 50 points left for WVU. Reef Slider comes out, not going to be able to find anything. Oh man, Neumont is just getting torn to shreds, not handling anything well at all. Finally able to find a pick. Cooler and Splat, or Inkstorm comes down for Neumont. 20 points left on the clock. Neumont's going to have to make a play fast. Albie in the backline, trying to find anything. Gets 2 for his troubles.
Neumont taking control, saving themselves by the skin of their teeth. They're just going to have to, iron fist, hold this line for far longer than, they really...
Yeah, they did get control, so they at least get the comfort of those great points from WVU's side, but immediately losing the point again. Not really what you want to be seeing from a composition like this. Neumont just struggling to even stay alive through all of this oppressive fire from Neumont, and I think these point markers are really doing WVU a lot of good. They're constantly able to get such valuable intel constantly. Inkstorm comes out from WVU. Neumont not going to be able to push through the Booyah Bomb as well. Reef Slider is available. We got 4 specials coming out from Neumont, but Inkzuka comes out, not able to find anything. Reef Slider finally able to find the point once again for Neumont, and now Neumont gets to work through their great points and reset a little bit of WVU's in return.
Yeah, it was looking a little bit rough for Neumont there. Right before they took the point, just mere seconds away from losing.
Yeah.
But they've taken it back, and I think they've got it, sort of in a stronghold right now.
Once again, we're seeing the power of that Ink Strike. not having access to that on Neumont's side is such a big issue for dealing with it on Neumont's end. I think WVU just has such better special options available to them. They're able to get so much more value onto the point constantly with Booyah Bomb, with Ink Storm, with Ink Strike. And it's just not easy for Neumont to deal with at all. Constantly losing objective control and constantly just taking tiny little bits of chip damage every which way. Albi pushing through the back line. But neither Albi nor Sky are going to be able to find anything with their specials.
Yeah, looking pretty rough for Neumont. Trying to get the triple Ink Strike, but failing to land all the shots. Right now, they're just sort of in a... kind of get a little bit washed.
Yeah, this is kind of the issue I was thinking was going to happen with the composition. Neumont's just kind of living and breathing off of this Reef Slider cooldown. It's the only way they're getting control of this objective at all.
Yeah, on a tight map like this, you know, backliners just can't really find a way to sneak through and make some major plays to make this happen.
Yeah, Reef Slider comes out again, and Neumont's able to take control for just a second, but I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to make this much room back the way that this has been going through.
I haven't lost faith in Neumont yet, though. I think that they can take back the point, and just sort of defend it with their very lives till the last one falls.
Yeah, they're finally making their way through these gray points now, but Sky over on the sideline is just letting WVU take control once again. Reef Slider comes out, is able to re-secure control, not going to lose to more gray points. Oh, and the double with the Ingzuka as well. That's going to be super valuable. 20 points left for Neumont. Are they going to be able to push through this? Albi just absolutely running through the back line. Able to find it. Neumont takes the lead and is just pushing towards this backline as much as they can. Just getting everything, and the knockout comes out from Neumont, and just in one fell sweep is able to find that game.
Incredible plays by both sides, but Albi sacrificing themselves at the last game to stop the enemy at all costs from even touching the point.
Yeah.
Was just incredible to see.
Really nicely done from both sides there. Neumont was really struggling to handle any sort of pressure from WVU, just folding under every single special that WVU popped down. They were all so effective at handling the space, that tight space with the splat zones within in ship shape. So it was really nice to see Neumont able to find control every once in a while. And I guess just after that, it was just momentum. Neumont was really able to play well. Just as soon as they got the front foot, as soon as they got a good hold onto the point, they were able to hold on to it really nicely, just for long enough to make that win happen.
Yeah, that was looking pretty good for Neumont. 1 point away from taking it all home. West Virginia is gonna have to make some pretty big plays to see, you know, if they could potentially snatch up a few wins. But first and foremost, they have to make it even.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they can really do that. I mean, this is pretty big.
I mean, they have to deal with Albi. I think that's really where a lot of those losses are coming from. They're giving up so many free kills so frequently, and it's just so difficult to handle so many of these matches when you're down on the numbers game.
Yeah.
So WVU is going to need to find an answer, both for Albi and for just handling Sky on that Ingzuka. Finding a lot of really valuable picks really frequently with that.
We're going to see a member swap by West Virginia. So, personally, it's kind of hard to see or to know why exactly Albi can actually just kind of get these picks. Like, maybe it's like the sort of like ending round. You know, there's a lot of like just hype. You know, your blood's running, and you sort of like lose focus, and I think that's really where a lot of like melee specifically shines, is in mistakes that the enemy makes. You know, they get too excited to try and take the point, or perhaps they just get, you know, scared, and you know, it just sort of steamrolls all at the end, leading to some victories that you wouldn't really expect, as we've seen.
Yeah, for sure. The brush definitely does best in these chaotic moments where no one can really tell where the damage is coming from, and you're able to get just so many picks right back to back without any really sort of counterplay coming in from the enemy team. Next match is going to be Tower Control at Inkblot, and I think this one, if I remember correctly, this one has a lot of verticality, which Neumont is going to have a brutal time dealing with if they're not able to take control of the high ground. And even if they do take control of the high ground, they're not going to be able to do much with it, aside from just put Simple Clown up there with the charger and hope for the best. So we'll have to see if Neumont is able to make the best of that. But they were able to handle the previous round of Tower Control. So we'll have to see if they're able to do well this round as well.
Yeah, West Virginia, they're taking a sit down, trying to see, you know, what went wrong, what they could do better, and as far as I'm aware, I don't think they can really come up with a a sound strategy that trumps all that Neumont can throw at them.
Yeah, I mean, with one game left, or with match point being on Neumont's end, WVU is definitely on the back foot, feeling the pressure here.
Yeah, I think West Virginia, I think they've got to throw plans out the door, and they just have to embrace, you know, the real sort of true meaning of Splatoon, which is chaos. You know.
True.
Hey, you know, you can't really plan around, you know, a sort of attack if you don't even know what the attack's going to consist of, you know?
True.
You don't use, you gotta have the right tools for the job. And I'm not sure that West Virginia even has tools to even poke at Neumont.
Yeah, I mean, it's we've seen some melee swaps coming in from WVU's side with the Splatana, but they haven't been able to win those 1v1s versus Albi. Maybe just not as used to the melee weapons as Albi is. Clearly, Albi is very proficient in the melee weapons. So WVU's had a bit of a tough time dealing with that. And it might just be sort of a communication thing that they need to handle. They need to be able to find more going on for them in terms of getting these call-outs. You know, oh, Albi's on this end, right? Brush on this end. Just watch that angle. But that's going to be a lot of what it comes down to, is finding those picks.
Yeah. So, loading in the next game is going to be at
Tower Control at Inkblot.
Inkblot Art Academy with Tower Control. Tower Control last time went pretty good for Neumont at the very end. So I'm thinking that we could definitely see a pretty similar play, you know, where they just sort of, they might struggle for like the first half of the game, but in those final 10, 20 seconds left, that's where they really shine. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's where they're gonna capitalize most on WVU's mistakes. So,
and I think Neumont as well, once again, is going to be sitting in a similar position as last game, where in terms of special usage, they're going to be in a bit of a tougher spot compared to WVU. Lots of swaps actually coming out from WVU. I'm interested to see what these are going to sort of come up with in terms of what's going to happen here.
As you can see with Tower Control, a lot of little side lanes, a lot of movements and training for the backline to sort of slip into. And I'm thinking that's what we need to win.
Yeah. Albie does go down early though, not able to find anything. But as I say that, finds the super jump in and takes 2. Almost finds a 3rd as well. Neumont able to take first control and push super aggressively through Sephagus and find this first checkpoint progress.
Already looking pretty rough.
Really nice kill from Simple Clown. Neumont handling all of these flank angles that the duelist player on WVU's side is trying to go for. Albie pushing aggressively through this ramp. Not able to find anything, but just pushing people back is good enough as Neumont is getting more and more points on the board. Booyah Bomb comes out. Is able to find a couple of kills, but Neumont still finding damage in return.
Now, it may seem late of a win, for WPU. They could make a few pushes, but I'm thinking Neumont's gonna hold out.
Yeah,
I don't really see them dropping like the stranglehold they've got on the tower right now.
Yeah, a lot of this comes down to momentum for Neumont. When they're on the back foot, it feels really rough, but when they're on the offensive, when they're in a good position, it is so oppressive for WVU to deal with. They're just constantly losing members, constantly going down 1 for 1 or 2 for 1, which is absolutely brutal. But they are able to find a lot with the slosher there, and able to take control of the tower solidly now.
It's second checkpoint, securing their spot. Meanwhile, WVU hasn't even hit first checkpoint.
Yeah.
Looking pretty grim indeed for them.
They've got solid control of the tower, but losing a couple of members to just some side picks from potentially bombs or Simple Clown with that charger, getting a lot of value. I'll be playing very sneakily. Gonna be trying to find some sort of value here. Just barely not getting caught out.
Yeah, they're trying to sniff him out. They know the power of the paintbrush in the back line.
Oh man, finds the second one as well. And that's just going to completely dismantle any sort of defense that WVU had going for them. Neumont's going to be able to push forward really nicely.
So sort of over-the-wall tactic by Black.
Yeah, Reef Slider up and available for Neumont. 3 specials going to be coming out right at the same time from WVU, though. That's going to give them control for sure. Ink Strike, Booyah Bomb, it's all coming out for WVU, and they are going to be able to find that control, finally get some points on the board, but just as quickly losing so many members. Neumont seems perfectly content to trade 1 for 1 here. They're making really solid use of these beacons, getting these faster respawns than WVU can, and they're finding so much value constantly with those.
Yeah, I think all they need is one solid push. And I think Neumont can sort of just easily retake the tower and just close out the game just like that. But first, they have to actually find their way in.
Yeah, Neumont able to find that momentum once again. It looks like they are going to be trying to go for this hard push towards potentially a knockout. It's a little bit greedy. They could just play around this the midpoint and just sort of stall out the rest of the game. They've got the lead by a solid amount. 50 seconds left on the clock. And they're losing a lot of members. Albie goes down, taking a lot of damage. Sky as well, forced to back away. This is sort of what we're going to see if Neumont is going to go for those greedy plays. Booyah Bomb comes out, finds one, but Sky does make it out alive.
Taking back tower though, basically the control of the map. Looking pretty good for WVU. I think that's what they need. Is just a ninja in the back line to obliterate the team with a double.
Just finding that little hidey hole, finding 3 kills before going down, and that's going to give Neumont free control of the point. I think they should just get off of it for now and just keep it around that midsection. They've got Reef Slider available to punish any sort of offensive plays, but Flak does go down. Mistimes it on that jump, but Neumont is able to find that control back from WVU and secure that match. Wow, what a game from Neumont. Yeah. So dominant throughout that entire play.
Just incredible all around. And as we could see. Neumont wins the best of 7 against West Virginia University's Bobble Hat Gang.
That was a really good match. That was so close throughout the entire thing. So many points where it could go either way. It's super close. We're seeing these really tight, 1-for-1 trades, and the skill level is just so evenly matched there. Neumont was just able to potentially adapt a little bit to WVU's playstyle and find a little bit more value, especially going into those later rounds. We saw early Neumont was really struggling with the sort of pressure that WVU was able to put onto the team, but Neumont was able to, over the course of the set, find their balance, find their bearings, and just sort of find a good strategy to deal with that, and that was what ended up giving them the win there, I think.
Yeah, it was not as even as all the other rounds. It was far more domineering in Neumont's side, where as soon as they got, just that little piece they could latch on to, they really just pulled the game in their favor.
That momentum was just so oppressive. You could feel WVU just scrambling to get anything, just with how brutal the constant picks coming out from Albu was, the constant charger pressure from Simple Clown, and just WVU just was not able to handle that at all. It's just such a brutal thing to deal with. So yeah, that was really nicely done from both teams. And I believe this is the first game of the season for Neumont, so this is a really great start to see, able to get that win really nicely. And it's really good to see both teams in such a good position so early on in the season.
I really hope that Neumont sort of continues this streak, at least the Splatoon team does. Splatoon, you don't really see a lot of it in sort of a competitive environment, and it's really cool to see, games like this, get represented.
Yeah, for sure.
You really don't see that type of stuff in any sort of competitive format, as I've said.
Yeah.
It's Neumont, we're usually Smash Bros. And a couple of other shooter games.
Yeah, so Valorant, Smash, Rocket League.
We do have, plenty of other competitive games that you can watch here at Neumont College.
Yeah, next week is going to be another big week for streams. We're going to get a lot going, and hopefully we're able to see more action coming in from the Playfly series and also here with CCA. So really happy to be able to cast this, and I think that's going to be everything. Thank you, David Tasseltots, or Eric, for the gifted sub.
Thanks, boss.
Thanks, boss. All right, I think that's going to be everything. So we will see you in the next one. Make sure to stay tuned for more.
Yep.